Well, police say an illegal immigrant is a person of interest in the disappearance of 12-year-old Zena Linnick. He is also a convicted sex offender. Now, this girl was behind her house in Tacoma, Washington on the 4th of July when her father heard her scream. It was described as a scream of pain, and then saw an Asian man get into a gray van and drive off. The father literally chasing after that van, thinking little Zena was inside. Police say they are working on a number of leads in connection with the disappearance, including questioning that man, that person of interest. Joining me now to discuss it is retired NYPD Detective John Beza, who worked in the Special Victims Squad. John, thanks for being with us. This person of interest, it's so interesting how they caught him, or, how they were led to him. The father got a partial plate off of that van. He saw an Asian man get into the van, and he had a description of the van. He gave it all to cops. Through that, they tracked down this guy, this 42-year-old guy. He was a Thai immigrant who is a convicted sex offender who had served time in prison and was supposed to be deported but never was after he got out. Now they find in that guy's house little girl's underwear and several other potentially incriminating things, but not Zena. Do you believe he is more than just a person of interest in this case?
Well, yeah, I believe he's a suspect. I don't like the term person of interest. I don't know where it comes from, but he's definitely a suspect in this case.
I mean, John, what are the odds that a guy with who's a convicted sex offender, convicted for raping a child, who was allegedly seen at the crime scene when Zena was taken, in whose house they find girls' underwear, ski masks, hammer, a tire iron, and a toy gun, has nothing to do with it?
Well, I think it does have. It may have something to do with it, and certainly it's one of the best leads they've had. And it makes sense to spend a lot of time with crime scene, transfer of evidence, looking at those undergarments, DNA testing, and so forth. That's very important in this case. And also the way they found the van was just good old hard police work. I believe a detective went around searching for this van and found it. Yeah, and they found it. When they found it, it had different plates than the one the father had described to authorities. And when they questioned the guy whose van who was driving the van, this Asian guy, he admitted that he had just changed the plates. That's correct, and it's obviously that's a big problem right there, where he's admitted to changing the plates. It's very curious, and what I would say is he is a suspect. And they need to follow the other leads up. They do, yeah, just in case.
John, I got to go, but I want to ask you, do you think, what are the odds that Zena Linnick is still alive or not?
Well, I think we all know that as days go by, the odds are that she may be dead. I hope not, and I'd like to make one point if I could.
Sure.
I've done a lot of research, and in Guatemala, let's say, a country I did research in, you have thousands of women who are killed, and children also, and there's 97% of the cases are not investigated. They have a 0.01% conviction rate.
But here in this country,
at least here in this country,
I got to go, John. I'm sorry, they're playing the music, which means we're almost out of time, but thank you so much for your insights on it.